reproduction.
Yes.
Okay. While one pair of the chromosome are called sex chromosomes.
Yes,
They're
right.
called sex chromosomes. Okay. And they are different in male and female.
Yes, right.
In female,
It is
the
XX
chromosome is XX, while in the male,
and male it
it is
is
XY.
YX. It's
Right?
XY.
You know
X.
this. Okay. So if this male and female were to mate together, they were to reproduce, what will happen? The ovum, it contains X chromosome, and the sperm, it contains Y chromosome. Right?
Yes, right.
Contains Y chromosomes, or it might contain X chromosome,
X
either
chromosome.
Y or either X. Okay. So if Y chromosome gets fertilized, if Y sperm, if the sperm containing Y chromosome fertilizes the ovum,
Yes.
then the combination will be XY. That is, the baby born will
That
be
is
a male,
the male. Male, sir.
right?
Yes.
And if the sperm containing X chromosome fertilizes the ovum, then the newborn will be
Female.
a girl. That is a female. Okay.
Yes.
So these are the basic things we are aware of.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in today's class, we will be discussing about a role of hormone in other animals. Okay.
Role
So
of.
in previous role of hormone in other animals.
Oh, okay.
What role does hormone play in other animals?
Oh,
Okay. Like in previous chapter, we talked about life cycle of a larva,
yes, sir.
life cycle of a butterfly, and the life cycle of a frog. Okay. We know that the life cycle of a larva or the life cycle of a butterfly and frog, we call them metamorphosis.
Yes, sir.
Metamorphosis. Okay. So what role does hormone play in metamorphosis? What role do they play here? So you see, earlier we talked about endocrine glands, endocrine glands,
Yes,
which
sir.
release hormones in human body. There are so many endocrine glands, like pituitary gland,
Yes, sir.
pituitary, thyroid, adrenal, etc.
Okay. Okay.
These were the pituitary glands. Okay. So thyroid, it releases thyroxine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, pituitary releases growth hormone,
Yes, sir.
and adrenal gland releases adrenaline.
Okay.
Adrenaline. These are the hormones secreted by the different glands.
Yes,
So
sir.
talking about thyroxine, you see it is released by thyroid. So thyroid is also present in frog. Okay.
Okay.
So the release of thyroxine plays a significant role in the process of metamorphosis. Remember this. Okay. So what happens? This tadpole, it converts into a frog, So here, thyroxine has got a major role to play. Okay. Remember this. Are you listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, sir. Yes, sir. By mistake, my mic was off. So.
Okay, no issue. So now the issue is that you see, with reproduction, there are some health concerns is associated. With
Okay.
reproduction, with the process of reproduction, there are some health concerns related. So you see, why reproductive health is important? Why are we talking about health during reproduction?
Okay.
Look, you know that reproductive health is being considered in the discussion here to curb the problem of increasing population. One is
Okay.
to curb the problem of increasing population.
Yes.
Curb the problem.
Sir. uh,
Yes, Abu, I'm listening.
Sir, what does curve mean? Means.
To stop.
Okay.
To stop. Okay. So one thing is that it is required to check the population growth, to keep the
Okay.
population growth in control. That is why reproductive health is necessary. Another thing is to avoid the sexually transmitted disease. You see, while in the in reproduction, usually there are so many diseases that gets transferred from the one partner to the another.
Okay.
So to avoid transmission of disease.
Okay.
So those diseases are called sexually transmitted disease, STDs. They are sexually transmitted disease. Now another point is to take care of the overall health of a female, because a female is the one who carries the baby for a period of 9 months.
Yes,
So
right.
it is very much important, very much necessary to take care of the health of the female.
Oh.
Okay. Take care of the overall health of female.
Okay.
Okay, now why are we talking about overall health? Because during the period when the woman carries the baby,
Okay.
that period is called gestation period.
Gestation. Okay.
Gestation period. So in this period, there's so much hormonal changes in the female body. Okay.
In the female body, sir.
In the female body, there's so much
Okay.
hormonal changes and secretion of so many hormones in the body. So
Okay.
extra care needs to be taken care of.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's talk in detail about these sexually transmitted disease. What are these diseases that gets transferred from one partner to another?
Okay.
Okay. If either male or if either female, if one of the partner is infected with some disease, some particular disease like AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, so it may get transferred from one partner to another. So there
Okay.
are some preventive measures also. Okay. Let's talk about the STDs. The full form is sexually transmitted disease. Okay. Sexually transmitted disease. So what are these diseases? These are the disease that gets transferred during the sexual reproduction,
Okay.
and these are caused by microbes and different viruses. So what are they? Diseases transmitted during sexual
Okay.
reproduction and are caused by whom? Microbes and viruses.
Okay.
Got it?
So, sir,
Yeah.
if a partner is having a virus or something like that, will
Yeah.
it be also transferred to another partner if
Yeah,
they had?
exactly. Exactly. That's why the name is sexually transmitted disease. It gets transferred from one partner to another.
Oh.
Okay. And another thing about them is they can be transmitted via sexual contact only. Okay.
Oh.
They are spread by sexual contact only.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say if a person is suffering from AIDS, or a person is suffering from gonorrhea, or person is suffering from, let's say, syphilis. So these are the sexually transmitted diseases. Okay. And they can be transmitted from one partner to another only when they involve in sexual relationship. Okay.
So, sir,
So
AIDS.
merely shaking hands or hugging isn't going to transfer the disease from one partner to another. Yes. Yes, you were saying something.
No, sir.
Okay. So here I have mentioned few of the sexually transmitted disease. AIDS. You just need to know about their full forms. So AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency disease. Okay. So remember the names. These are the few diseases that are sexually transmitted disease. Yes.
AIDS. Okay.
You were saying something?
Sir, is AIDS a common disease, sir?
No, it is not a very. It's not very common.
Okay.
It's not common. Okay. Okay. Now, what are the methods to prevent these diseases?
Okay.
Right. What are the methods to prevent these diseases from transferring from one partner to another, and how to take care of reproductive health? So,
Okay, sir.
see, there are various methods doctors and scientists have evolved to stop the spread of these diseases.
Okay.
We will be talking about ways to prevent diseases and take care of reproductive health.
Sir,
Yes, Abu.
ways to prevent this disease by having a sexual reproduction, right?
Yeah, while having the
Okay.
sexual reproduction,
Okay.
or if the person is having a severe disease, it is
Sir, your voice is lagging.
uh, hello. Just a minute. Okay. Some problem mic, I guess. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, I guess there's some problem in your mic.
Yes.
Okay. So you see, what are the different ways to prevent the disease from transmitting to one person, transmitting from one person to another?
Okay.
So you see, there are different methods of contraception used. Different methods of contraception, like the use of condoms. Okay, use of condoms. There are other methods like surgical methods, like surgical methods, or the chemical pills.
Chemical.
Okay, so you see, use of condoms, it is weared over the reproductive organ to avoid reproduction. Surgical method, in this what happens if you take care at the structure of the reproductive organ of male or female,
Okay.
there's a tube that carries the sperm from the testes. Okay,
Okay.
there's a tube, this tube that is called vas deferens.
Okay.
This vas deferens. So in testis, sperm is being produced. Okay, so what happens in surgical method, in the case of male, this vas difference is cut. It is cut and sealed.
Okay.
It is cut into two halves, and they are sealed. So what happens, although the sperm production is going on there, the sperm is being produced, but it will not reach the penis, will not reach the penis.
So,
Why?
sir, in that, uh,
Yeah, in that.
method, he the male would not be able to reproduce again, right? Because there,
Yeah, in that method,
there is.
male will not be
Yes,
able to reproduce again.
yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what happens there. Okay, so similar process, similar thing is done in females as well,
Okay.
right? Okay, and other thing is chemical pills. So
Okay.
chemical pills are the drugs or the medicines that is taken to avoid the release of sperm during reproduction, or to avoid the release of ovum during reproduction.
Okay.
Okay, so if the male and female partner mates, so if they have taken chemical pills, the sperm or the ovum will not be released.
Okay.
Okay,
Sir,
so these were the methods prevent to prevent the reproduction.
sir, I got two, but the first one I'm just not clear of. The
The first
condoms.
one, use of
Yes,
condoms.
sir. Yes.
So condoms are usually wear over the reproductive organ so that it prevents the contact of the sperm and the ovum. Got it? It's like a polythene-like structure.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now we will be talking about reproductive health.
Okay.
Reproductive health. Okay. So look, by these three methods we have avoided what? The disease. Or the best way, if if the person is infected with any of these three diseases like the AIDS, gonorrhea, or syphilis, the person shouldn't the person should undergo medication. The person should go under treatment. Okay, there are medical treatments
Sir,
for these diseases.
sir,
So
but
if there's a
I'm
high chance, if the another person, let me complete. So if there's a high chance if another person is mating with his partner who has got these disease, it's highly that he or she will catch these diseases. So
sir,
it's better to
but
avoid.
can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, but the ways you presented over that we can prevent the diseases, sir, but in all of these, the sperm is just uh,
I'm not getting your question. You're saying that in all these methods, what's happening?
in, in all this method, we are just not letting the sperm go further, right? We are not. What are we solving for these diseases, sir?
Okay. You are saying
Mm,
basically you are saying I got your question. I got your question.
yes,
Okay, I got your question. So you're saying basically in the case of taking the person taking chemical pills, and if the person goes
yes,
for
sir, right.
surgical methods, what happens? The release of a sperm or the ovum
Yes, sir.
is stopped.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, what is happening? We are trying to prevent the fusion of sperm and ovum. Look,
Okay.
if a person is suffering from AIDS, if a person is suffering from syphilis or
Okay.
gonorrhea, it's highly that his blood and his sperm or her ovum will be infected with the virus. So if we stop the contact of the two, the fusion of the two, so we will be able to prevent the blood of the healthy person from getting infected.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay. So basically, if the ovum and the sperm get fused while a person is having this disease, so it
Yeah.
may cause the disease to transfer.
Apart from this also, Abu, if their blood mixes together, let's
Okay.
say, if their blood also mixes together, then also the disease will be transferred from the one partner to another.
Okay.
So
So,
both
sir,
the things are need to be stopped.
while having sexual reproduction, the blood of the two partner mixes. You are basically.
No, I'm not saying that.
Mhm.
In some accidental cases, or let's say, a syringe was used to give injection to a person. Let's say
Okay.
a syringe was used to give injection to a person who was suffering from AIDS.
Okay.
Same syringe should not be used for a healthy person.
Okay.
Let's say if a blade was used by someone who was suffering from AIDS. Okay, and his blood came into contact with the blade.
Okay.
The blood of the person came in contact with the blade. So it's
Okay.
highly, if I were to use the same blade for a healthy person, the bacteria are on it, the bacteria have got attached to it,
Yes, sir.
the bacteria have glued themselves to the blade. So it's
Yes, sir.
highly that if I use this blade for the same person and that person also gets a cut, or or if the bacteria lands on his or her skin, she or he will also get contaminated. They will also
Okay.
get infected with the virus.
Okay.
Okay, so both are the things we need to consider.
Okay.
Now, next, we're talking about reproductive health,
Okay.
ways to prevent, right? We were talking about the ways to prevent. Okay, in which we have talked about how to prevent the transmission of disease.
Yes, sir.
Now, talking about reproductive health. Okay, now how do one take care of reproductive health? By taking diet which is rich in iron.
Okay.
So, iron rich diet should be taken. Now, tell me which foods contain iron in sufficient amount,
Uh,
like the leafy vegetables,
yes, sir. Meat.
meat, citrus, and have you heard of amla? That is the Indian gooseberry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. I've
So
heard about.
Indian gooseberry. So these are very good sources of iron-rich foods.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So packed foods should be avoided. Packed foods should be avoided.
Should be
Okay.
avoided.
They should be avoided, like the chips, okay, or any other packed foods. And in the case of women, they should be using sanitary pads. Sanitary pads. Remember, in the previous class, I told you about the menstrual cycle that takes place in women. So
Oh,
women
yes, sir.
go
Yes,
through
sir.
menstruation,
In 28
so they
to
need to
30
take
days,
care of
right?
the hygiene. Yeah, every 28 to 30 days.
Okay.
That's why sanitary pads. They should be using sanitary pads.
Um, sir,
Okay.
for what?
So you see, sanitary pads, they basically absorb the blood that comes out of the female body.
Okay. Oh,
You know about menstrual cycle, right? We talked about this.
yes,
In
sir. Yes,
menstrual
sir.
cycle, what happens?
Yes,
The
sir.
unfertilized ovum and the line of the uterus
Yes, sir.
fall
Which
off
break?
and comes
Which
in the form
for?
of blood and dead tissues.
Yes, sir. Right.
Yeah. Now, these are these are the important things. Apart from these, the general thing is that physical exercise.
Okay.
So physical exercise is also very much important. Okay. Another important things you can consider, like avoiding alcohol and drugs, because alcohol and drugs, what do you say, they disturbs the release of hormones in human body.
Yes, sir. Right. There. Food.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So with this, the chapter is complete.
Okay.
We will take a look at the chapter from NCERT now,
Okay.
if we have left anything. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So in the figure, the chapter is visible to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, in the figure, you can see these are the foods, the healthy foods that should be taken by the adolescent, that is adult,
Yes, sir.
like
Right.
meat, vegetables, milk, eggs, fruits,
Yes, sir.
grains, pulses, right?
Yes.
So apart from this, we were talking also about personal hygiene,
Personalized.
right? So everyone should have a bath at least once every day.
Yes, sir.
It is more necessary for teenagers because the increased activity of sweat glands sometimes makes the body smell.
Yes.
So they need to take care of the health of the reproductive organ as well.
Okay.
Okay. So they need to take care of hygiene to avoid the growth of bacteria.
Okay.
Okay. So the females, they use sanitary pads
Okay.
to keep their what do you say, reproductive organ clean and avoid the growth of
Yes,
bacteria.
sir.
Okay. Okay. So here there's a para about adolescent pregnancy.
Okay.
Read about that.
Sir, from where? Okay. You might,
From here.
yes. You might be knowing that in our country, the legal age for marriage is 18 years for girls and 21 years for boys. This is because teenage mothers are not prepared mentally or physically for motherhood. Early marriage and motherhood cause health problems in the mother and the child. It also curtails employment opportunities for the young and may cause ego- mental agony as he is not ready for responsibilities of motherhood.
Okay. So you see, you know that in our country, that is in India, the
Yes,
legal age for marriage is 18 years for girls and 21 years for boys.
yes, I.
Okay. Because you see, a teenage mother who is in the age of 11 to 19 years,
So your voice is
okay,
lagging again.
so when they are in, give me a minute. Yeah, am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're
Yeah. So I was saying that when a woman is in her teens, that is, she is still of age 13 to 14 years,
Okay.
so that time, what happens in, you will see in backward communities and in villages, they are married
Okay.
off young.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So by the young age, if they are not physically and mentally prepared to bear the responsibility of a mother, to become a mother.
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
that's why you will see their household fails and there are so many problems beared by them.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And also you will see that the unemployment rate in the country is all time high. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this also leads to, if the woman gets pregnant at a young age, it's highly that she will be bearing several child.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that also leads to overgrowth of population and unemployment.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this, the chapter
Okay.
completes. Now let's take a look at the exercise. Okay. Take a look at the question number one.
Okay. What is the term for secretion of endocrine gland responsible for changes taking places in the body? The pituitary gland.
Yeah, that is simple. Now, what is the term used for chemical secretions? Read the question carefully.
What is the term used for secretions of endocrine gland responsible for changes taking
Not endocrine,
places
it is read as endocrine gland.
endocrine endocrine gland responsible. Sir, hormones.
That is a one word answer. Yeah, very good. That is hormones. You know what is adolescence? You can define it. We
Yes,
also
sir.
talked about menstruation. So
Yes, sir.
every 28 to 30 days, the ovum is
Yes, sir.
released by the ovary.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
So
if
when
it
this
is not
ovum doesn't get, please
fertilized,
explain. Hmm.
yes, if the ovum it does not get fertilized, uh,
Hmm.
the the thick wall breaks and the ovum also breaks and which comes out in the form of blood and the tissues.
Yeah, and that is called menstruation in
Yes,
female.
the female.
Okay. And the first menstrual cycle is called menarche.
Minar,
Okay.
minar.
This, the first menstrual cycle is called menarche, and it continues till the woman reaches the age of 45. In some women, it might last up to 40, 50 years of age.
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right. Now, list changes in the body that take place at puberty. What happens when when a person reaches puberty?
Sir, the height increases. They have a growth spurt.
Right, their height increases, their weight
Yes,
increases,
the weight
and
increases and the voice changes. It deepens.
yeah, the, the shoulders of the boys widens. Uh,
Yes, sir.
in girls, the region below waist becomes wide. So these are some general changes that takes place when one reaches the age of puberty. Now,
Okay,
in the
sir.
next question, you have to prepare a table. You will be having two columns. One is the endocrine glands, and you will list the hormones which are secreted by them. So endocrine glands, as I have already told you, they are what? They are the testes, they are the ovary,
Oh,
they are the
yes,
thyroid gland,
yes, sir.
right? They are the adrenal gland,
Yes,
pituitary gland, and pancreas.
yes,
So on one column, on one side, you have the adrenal gland, and on the another hand, you have to write the hormones secreted by them. You already know testis, it secretes testosterone. Ovary,
ovum,
remember, remember the names of the hormone. Ovary, they
yes,
secretes estrogen.
estrogen,
Thyroid,
yes,
thyroxine.
like tyrosine,
Yeah. What about adrenal?
adrenal gland.
Yeah, adrenal, they are the gland. What is the name of the hormone secreted by it?
It's
It's adrenaline.
Adrenaline. Okay, sir.
Pituitary. What about
Pituitary
pituitary?
gland. Sir,
That is
pituitary
very
gland.
common. No, it secretes growth hormone. I'm
Okay.
talking about the hormone.
Okay, sir.
Pancreas. That is very common. If anyone is diabetic whom you know, you will be knowing the you will know about the hormone secreted by pancreas. Diabetic patient, they lack
Yes, sir.
insulin. They lack insulin in their body.
Sir, I
Oh,
will revise this part of calculation.
yeah, you will have to revise this part of the chapter. Okay. Next, you have to choose the correct option. These
Okay.
are the general one. Do it
So,
them yourself now.
adolescents should be careful about what they eat because proper diet development. Sir, the second one, proper diet is needed
Hmm?
for the rapid growth taking place in their body.
Okay.
Reproductive age in women starts with their um, sir, menstruation starts, I guess. Menstruation starts.
When menstruation starts, right? Because menstruation is a sign that the release of ovum from ovary has started.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
the secretion of ovum from ovary has started.
Okay. The right meal
What
for
about
adults
C?
is of chapati. The second one, sir, chapati dal vegetable.
Chapati, dal, and vegetable. Very good. Okay, now the question number 8. In this, you have to write notes on Adam's apple. Adam's apple is
Okay.
nothing but when the voice box or that is larynx becomes large. So in the case
Yes,
of
sir.
male, in boys, it is visible. So it is called Adam's apple.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, right.
What are the secondary sexual characters?
Secondary sexual characters. Uh, sir,
What are they?
testis.
Here the term is character. Get the question carefully. Secondary sexual characters,
Oh,
what are they? Look, secondary sexual characters are the general characters upon which observing which we can say whether the person is a male or a female. So you see, they are the
okay. Okay.
features that help us in distinguishing a male and female body from each other. Okay,
Okay.
like in the case of boys, appearance of mustache and beard, appearance of
Okay,
chest
sir.
hair, or in the
What?
pubic region, hair starts to grow.
Okay, sir. What?
Okay, while in the case of girls, the breast size increases,
Yes.
right? Growth of hair in genital area and other parts of the
Yes.
body. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have to write a note on sex determination in the unborn baby. A baby who isn't yet born, how do we determine the sex? Sex here means whether the baby is male or a female.
Male
So
or
how
female?
is it done?
Sir,
Yeah.
by seeing the sperm, because if the sperm is carrying the chromosome Y, so
Yeah.
the gender of the baby will be XY, which is male, and if the sperm is carrying the chromosome X, so the sex of the baby will be female, girl.
Yeah. So basically, the male gamete, that is sperm, is determining the sex of the unborn baby.
Yes, sir.
Okay, whether it is carrying X or Y chromosome, that is the factor that decides the gender of the unborn baby.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you know about that. Okay, take a look at the question number 9.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the simple ones. Do them
Okay.
yourself.
Protruding voice box. Sir, voice box. So Adam's apple.
Okay. Very good. They are the Adam's apple.
Adam's apple.
Okay. Next one.
A gland without duct. Without duct.
Did you read the chapter once or twice at least? Hello.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm asking. Did you read the chapter even once or twice?
Sir, I've revised it once, sir.
Okay. So if you would have revised it once carefully above, you would answer it as endocrine glands. Okay. Endocrine glands. So these are the glands that secrete their secretions, that is hormones, directly into the bloodstream. We discussed this. Into the bloodstream, they pour their hormones basically directly into the bloodstream, and this blood carries the hormone to the required area in the body, that is called target site. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Right. Endocrine gland attached to brain. Which one is this? You can take help from the figure given in the chapter.
Sir, uh,
It is the pituitary gland. Take a look at the figure. Look over here. Isn't it in the brain, this pituitary gland?
yes, sir.
Okay. The answer is pituitary gland. So pituitary gland is basically attached to the brain. Secretion of endocrine
Yes,
glands.
patient.
What are they? They are basically hormones.
Secretion means
Yeah. Pancreatic hormone. The hormone released by pancreas. I just discussed it a few seconds ago. We just talked about it. Diabetic patient lacks it.
yeah,
It is
sir, just a minute.
okay.
No, pan, um,
Hormone secreted by pancreas is here.
pan,
I discussed it. No. Insulin. Look over here.
insulin. Yes, sir.
It is insulin. Okay. Female hormone.
Endos,
The female hormone.
endo, fem,
No. The female hormone.
the female,
The female hormone. The hormone
female,
released by ovary. Ovary, it releases ovum, and apart from ovum, it releases some other hormones. Estrogen, right? Progesterone. The progesterone is released while the female is pregnant. Okay. So you have to see whether in this box whether the hormone starts with E or P.
okay,
So this is which one? Take a look at it. In the up it is 10.
okay,
So it is going to be which one?
15. So, e-
Estrogen. ESTRO. Okay. Because there isn't enough space to write progesterone. Okay.
okay,
So it is going to be estrogen. Now, what about the male hormone?
testosterone,
Testosterone. Very good. Secretes thyroxine. Thyroxine is secreted by which gland?
thyroid gland. Sorry,
Thyroid gland. Thyroid gland.
thyroid, thyroid.
You need to revise the glands and the hormones.
Yes, sir.
Another term for teenage.
Another word for teenage,
Another
adolescent.
term for teenage. Adolescence. Adolescent. Okay. Hormone reaches here through bloodstream. I just talked about it. On the screen, you can find the answer. I have written it somewhere.
Sir, endocrine.
No,
Insulin.
read the question again.
Hormone reaches here through blood.
The answer is written on the screen. You just have to find it. Take your time. It is already written on the screen. Read the question carefully
Hormone
and
reaches
recall
here.
what we discussed in the chapter.
Sir, endocrine gland.
No, endocrine gland is secreting the hormone. But here the
Okay.
question is that this hormone is reaching a certain place through bloodstream. Can't you see here I've written bloodstream, and why the bloodstream I have made an arrow that why the bloodstream the hormone reaches the target site.
Okay.
Abu, the whole chapter is completed. We have discussed each and everything in detail. You should be aware of it.
Yes, sir.
So just target site where the hormone
Oh,
is reaching at that target site is what? Target site is nothing but a certain part of the body where there's a need or requirement of hormone. That is why we are calling it target site.
okay, sir.
Voice box, no need to talk about this. You know it is already.
Yes, sir.
It is what? Voice
Larynx.
box is? It is
Larynx.
larynx. Term for changes at adolescence.
Puberty.
Puberty. Very good. It is puberty. Okay, very good. So this chapter of ours is also completed.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right. So now which chapters are remaining? Chapter number 11. That is
Seven.
force and pressure, friction, sound, chemical effects of electric current, some natural phenomena, light, stars, pollution of air and water. So how many chapters are there?
Eight. Eight.